All right, I'm live again, only for a minute, mostly to apologize for the fact that I hate this computer. I it's the worst money I've ever spent in my entire life, and I've spent some bad money. Um, but oh my gosh, it's so frustrating. It's so yeah. So this computer is a real problem. I'm gonna leave up the last video, the chat from the last video. I mean, I hope I can see the chat from the last video at some point. Because otherwise I'm not gonna know what any of you were saying up until the point where the audio went out. So if you want to reshare any of your comments, now's the time because that did not work. Yeah, so I will finish. I feel like I should finish the thank God I didn't read like that much longer, because I could have, like I could have kept going on for quite a while. So it's kind of good that I stopped when I did. It could have been much worse. But I will read just until the end of that chapter, and then maybe we'll take it up. This is good. This will be good. If you like it and you're enjoying it, we can take it up another time. Again, feel free to share it with anybody who you think would like it, and or like in the discords or whatever. And hi, people who are watching this from the future. I hope the future is better than the present. Yeah, so I think where we left off was when we were talking about adjectives. There was a lot of different adjectives in play. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so there were a lot of different adjectives, and he was trying to talk about Juniper. Or I guess we dropped off at considerate. When was considerate? I'll look that up. Oh yeah, all right. I know where we are now. And hopefully you can still hear me. All right. So yeah, so Kai says but I didn't think Juniper was brilliant or hilarious. I thought she was careful and worried and considerate. We turned into the Fox lot, which now that I think about it is actually the Paramount lot. Also, the Fox lot, for all intents and purposes, no longer exists. Okay. We turned into the, although I don't know when this is set, we turned into the Paramount lot, and the guard waved Al past. I could see Juniper and Katie the publicist and Janet the acquisitions specialist standing together in the parking lot, talking to Catherine. 3 adjectives about everyone, Ellen said. Flattering but particular. Then you expand. Keanu is kind and smart and supportive. Insert story here about his kindness, and so on. Yeah? Yeah, I said. The car had stopped. Al hustled out of the driver's seat so he could come around and open my door. And even though I knew how to open a car door, I waited for him and let him do it. Kai, my love, Catherine said as I got out of the car. She kissed me on both cheeks. Something smelled like coconut oil, her face or her lip gloss. I can't wait for you to see our movie. She hugged me, and I closed my eyes because I always do when I hug someone. But Catherine held on for so long that eventually I opened my eyes, and through Catherine's ash blonde hair, I could see Juniper, her face drained of color. She mouthed something to me. It took me a second to translate it. What she said was this: I'm gonna barf. And then she did, into the base of a very tall palm tree. That was all you missed. Catherine is the director, but that's a good point that I should reintroduce her there. Maybe I should just call her Director Catherine. I'm going to call her Catherine, the director for now. So yeah, that's the first, that's the first 18 pages. That's probably what I'm going to send out as the Project for Awesome perk. So sorry for all the people who got that. But yeah, so that's the first few pages. I have more, so I think I'll just keep reading, like not tonight, but in future nights, so that we can continue this conversation, because I don't feel like waiting anymore, and it's kind of fun and interesting to work stuff out with y'all instead of just in private. I don't know. I don't the old way of writing isn't working for me in the same way. Maybe because of this, the broader circumstances in the shared circumstances in which we find ourselves. So, yeah, 18 pages double spaced. Yes. So I write in single space, but then I double it in my mind so that I feel better about my productivity level. So it's actually 9 pages, but it's 18 once I double space it. Except that I also put a lot of spaces between paragraphs just to infuriate my editor. Yeah, so there you go. It seems like most people were able to make the switch from the one live stream to the other, which is great. We will get through this together, and we will figure out ways during it to help us get through. And for me, this might be one way. Like, if nothing else, it kind of motivates me to write a little bit and reminds me of why I like writing. So often writing is this weird game of, that childhood pool game, Marco Polo, where you have your eyes closed and you say, Marco, 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 and all the other kids have to say Polo, and then you have to try to find them based on their voices. I feel like that about writing. Like, I'm always saying, Marco, 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 but there's nobody to say Polo for like 7 years. Like, I've been working on this for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, 2.5 years. And yeah, it's nice to, why hoard it, So I hope you like it. I hope that, again, it has a long way to go. A lot of what I just read, I'm sure, will get deleted before it ever sees the light of day, if indeed it ever does see the light of day. But it's kind of trying to write a desert island novel. It had a great setup, had a great first 20 pages. I got a lot of 20 pages of novels, but when it got to the actual desert island part, I'm not a great writer of plot. And I'm really not a great writer of adventure plot. I want to be I want to write mystery novels and adventure novels. And those are the books that I love. I just can't do it. I just can't. I've tried a billion times. Every time I try to write a mystery novel, it ends up being a domestic dramedy. So yeah, anyway, thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you soon, probably Wednesday night or Thursday night. And again, for all the people watching this in the future, I'm sorry that I don't have the same time zones as you, but essentially having to homeschool 2 children is a lot of work for even when we're very lucky that there are 2 of us. But it's a lot of work. So my schedules are somewhat constricted, but it's really nice to be here with you. And I hope you all, if it's sleeping time wherever you are, that you have a good sleep, and we wake up tomorrow and we go again. All right. Thanks again. Bye.